What is up, guys? We are back down here at the shop working on the dually. Got the 5-speed sitting there. We actually sold the 4-speed. It is out of here. Got the 5-speed sitting right there beside it. Got all the bolts for the bell housing, all that good stuff. We ordered some engine parts this week. They've come in. Got everything from Tick Performance. Those guys are jam up. Eric always hooks me up with everything and gets it here real quick. He is the man when it comes to anything that you need, especially when it comes to stick shift stuff. Yeah, we're gonna get hopefully the engine put back together. If we have enough time, we're gonna try to put the new clutch on it, and if we're really doing pretty good, we might even bolt the transmission to it. So we're gonna see how far we get. Got to torque the heads on and all that good stuff. Got new lifters, put all that stuff on. We're gonna see how far we get. Hopefully we get the transmission hooked to it. If not, is what it is. Just trying to get ready for the power tour in this bad boy. So stick around. We'll put this motor together and hopefully get this thing running pretty soon. All right, guys, so this is where we got with the 6.0 last time we were down here. Got the cam in, the timing set, everything ready to rock and roll. Got the head gasket surfaces cleaned up, about as good as it's gonna get. So we're not too worried about it. We're gonna use some LS9 gaskets. They usually seal really good. So we're gonna go ahead and put the timing cover back on this thing. That way we can kind of button up the front. We'll get the lifters put in, get the head gaskets on, slap the heads on it. We're just gonna do some 317s that I had built for another 6.0. They're basically just BTR 660 springs. Put some ARP head bolts in this thing. We're gonna fasten it down, and we might even start putting the clutch on today. So yeah, fingers crossed everything goes well. We're gonna start putting this thing back together. All right, we got our passenger side head ready to go. Got our LS9 gasket on there. Line this up with our dowel pins. Set it right on it. We've got a brand new set of ARP head bolts. These are actually Twiggies. So we're gonna open them up, get them ready to go, and we'll start tightening them down for the passenger side. All right, driver's side, put it on our dowels, pop it on there. So as far as our passenger side goes, we got our bolts in, and what you got to do with the bolts, you take, and it reads it if you got the instructions for the ARP bolts, but you take and lube under the bottom lip of this. You got to make sure you have your washer, stick it on there, and then you lube the threads a little bit right here with our special ARP lube. Put it in there. I'm going to tighten them all hand tight, then we'll get them torqued. Alright, so we've still got my buddy Evan's snap-on torque wrench. I really trust it a lot. I've built way too many engines with it for me not to do this for a profession, but we're going to follow the ARP guidelines right here. It does show everything that we need to do and what torque spec and all that. So we're going to follow that, and we're just going to do each side. So I'll do this side on the 25 pounds. I'll jump to the other side, do the 25 pounds, then I'll move up to 50, and then the final pass says 80. So we're just gonna rock and roll, and then we'll do our 10s after that. All right, so Twiggy's putting on the oil filter just so that it's on there. Got a phone call a little while ago reminding me about a dinner that we had planned that of course I forgot about. So we did get the heads on and torqued. Gaskets, everything's good. Put the push rods in. We've got the all of our rocker arms, everything in and tightened up. Everything looks pretty good. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna cover this thing up. Hopefully I'll have a little bit of time tomorrow to come down here and check it out, you know, kind of put a little bit of time in. I'm really just trying to get this thing closed up. Like I said, I didn't have quite as much time as I thought that we did. We'll jump back on it and we'll get it finished up here soon. What is up, guys? We are back down here at the shop. There's Twiggy. We're about to get started on the dually. So stick around, check it out. We've got a little bit left to do with the motor. Start installing the clutch on the back side of it. And we're gonna make the transmission in this bad boy and we're gonna try to set this thing in today. So we got several things we gotta do, you know, kind of in between, but stick around, we'll make this thing happen. All right, so we've got the front cover on. We pulled the valve covers, put new gaskets on them, put the new, put the balancer back on. To move around back, we actually just torqued down the flywheel. We're about to clean the surface of it. And this is actually a clutch max. It's just a little stage 2, just something kind of cheap off the internet because we don't know how long it's gonna last, whatever. This is just kind of testing stuff out. So with that being said, we're gonna clean this off. We're about to put our little bearing inside of the crank, and once we do that, we can line up the clutch, get it all situated, get the pressure plate on there, and we'll be ready to bolt the transmission up to this bad boy. So stick around, we'll put the clutch in this thing, and we'll start getting it ready to put in the truck. All right, so we've officially got the Clutch Max Stage 2 clutch in there. Had a couple little issues putting it in, but everything went okay. Got my little alignment tool. You can hear it going in and out of that O-ring. Slides in and out really well, lets you know that it's good and in line. So this clutch actually would not work with a dowel pin. Right here's where it's supposed to go. And it actually didn't have the dowel. And so with that being said, we just aligned it. These bolts right here were so tight that I believe it aligned it on its own. We'll find out once we fire it up, but there was no way to put it on dowel pins. So we're just gonna see how it goes. We got it tightened up. I'm about to start putting the throwout bearing and everything on the transmission. Bolt it on, get it snug, and we're gonna hopefully bolt that transmission up to it here shortly. What is up, guys? We are back down here. Had a little bit of time today, so I tinkered on the old dually a little bit. All I basically did was kind of just I got the cross member to fit under the transmission, so that is permanently in tight. Everything's good. It went right back in the same spot. I had to notch it just a touch for the tail shaft on the 5-speed. Stuck out just a little bit further than the 4-speed did. The motor mount bolts are tight. Everything's good there. We're good. So it's in there. It is in there permanently. My video where we were actually setting it in, my phone was acting up, all kinds of crazy stuff. You know how it goes whenever it's really important and you're trying to actually be able to see stuff and all that. But the important thing is that it is in, everything is tight, and yeah, we're gonna wrap it up for today. We got a lot that we got left. I got a lot of parts that we ordered. A lot of the motor stuff that we got, I'm gonna cover this thing up. I was gonna put the hood on, but when it comes to the wiring harness, all that good stuff, we really kind of need to keep it off so I can see what's going on inside and out, just for ease of access, stuff like that. So with that being said, the next time that we come down here, I'm hoping we can make it sometime, maybe even this week. We're gonna come down here and start putting on top of this motor, getting ready for everything. I gotta put a brake booster on. You can see that right there. We're gonna put a vacuum booster on this thing. It had a hydro boost. I wasn't a fan. It leaked really bad, and whenever they start leaking, I just don't like messing with it. So with that being said, we're gonna do a vacuum brake booster on this thing. We got to get the new hydraulic clutch pedal assembly set up. I actually bought one out of like an 05 Silverado 2500. So we're gonna put that in, drill whatever we need to in the firewall, prep for this harness, and I hope that we can get everything kind of lined up. We're gonna put the exhaust on, all that good stuff, and hope to get everything lined up before even the harness gets here, so we'll be ready for it. The next thing, big thing that we've got is the fuel system. We're gonna have to drop these tanks. It's got 2 tanks. We'll kind of judge and see what we have to do with that. So, but yeah, it's kind of an update. We are at this point, motor and transmission are in, they are mated together. Everything's looking pretty good. Everything's tight. So yeah, stay tuned, and we'll keep on moving forward with this thing and hopefully make it for the power tour.